I'm going to talk about something interesting, productivity and time hacking. Isn't it interesting title? Fascinating. It has a hacking in it. Reminds you of like secret or something that you shouldn't know about,
Welcome to the Podiatry Profits Podcast, where you will discover how to get more patients and multiply the profits of your practice with minimally invasive foot surgery, proven marketing systems, and ethical influencing to your patients. And now, your host, board-certified podiatrist, best-selling author, speaker, and founder of TJ Ahn Coaching and Consulting, Dr. TJ Ahn.
Hello, this is Dr. TJ Ahn. Welcome to the Season 1, Episode 10 of Podiatry Profits Mastermind. Thanks for listening in. Again, I'm getting more and more listeners now, and you guys are subscribing to my podcast channel and, leaving me review. I am so grateful. I'm going to talk about something interesting, productivity and time hacking. Isn't it interesting title? Fascinating. It has a hacking in it. Reminds you of like secret or something that you shouldn't know about. Some ordinary people would not know how to dissect deeper and then get things done in a kind of secretive way. That word hack, it fascinated me since I was like early 20s, maybe even before 20s. I'm one of the first generation of PC world. I was still in Korea when personal computer, Apple and IBM PC just came out. At the time, we didn't have a storage. Now everybody's using cloud, right? But at the time, we used a tape recorder. And then it changed to floppy drive and then hard drive. We didn't even have an internet at the time, right? It wasn't available to public. Anyway, I came to United States and my first major was computer science and business. I was actually fascinated by computer virus. How can people create virus that infects the computer with the data? Not like a physical organism, microorganism, to infect animal and human or plants, but actually computer digitally. So I was fascinated. Anyway, those people who create virus and stuff like that started calling themselves hackers. So I think that's how that hackers came out. And I don't know if you have seen this movie called The Hackers. And Angelina Jolie was one of, when she was very young, probably one of the first movies. And I loved that movie. That movie came out a long time ago, probably more than 20 years ago. But the contents in there and technology they shared in the movie, it was far ahead of the time. However, now, all those things that they showed in the movie, it came true. Actually, we even exceeded far more than what the movie showed. So hackers, that word, I love it. But the word time hacking came out when I was speaking to my clients about a year ago. And one of the clients asked me, well, he believed that I don't sleep at night. So we were doing live coaching call, and he was like, TJ, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. I don't think you sleep at night. I said, what do you mean? Well, just only things that he knew I've been doing. He didn't believe I wouldn't have enough time to get all those things done if I slept at night. So first we laughed, but then I realized, wow, this topic could be something that I should share. I realized at the time that people get things done in a different speed, right? And amount of things that you can do in any limited given time. I guess it varies tremendously. Well, now I see that we all have 24 hours a day, right? It's a kind of time, unfortunately, unless someone really come with a time machine, we cannot go backwards or we cannot fast forward to future, but we just have to be, right? We have to be in the presence. So with a limited 24 hours a day, how can you get things done? That's how I came up with that word hacking, time hacking. How can you increase productivity in given time, right? We all have 24 hours again. You need to learn how to hack time. I think this episode will be probably divided into 2 parts. So this way I can dive a little bit deeper. First part, I'm going to give you more action items. So this way, at least you get some take home with something that you can immediately take action to hack time. Meaning increase productivity, efficiency, get more things done fast and effectively, right? So how can we hack time? I use the principle or matrix. So that's kind of hint. Can you guess what that is? It's actually called the Eisenhower Matrix. You can look it up, but I'll explain to you in this episode anyway. The Eisenhower Matrix, it was developed by President Eisenhower, right, of United States. I found this out from one of my mastermind group about 3 years ago. I belong to mastermind group like business mastermind, marketing mastermind. That's how I learned through a lot of different courses, right, to learn how to implement, online marketing, digital marketing to increase quality patients to my practice. That's how I started, right? How it started. I learned marketing for my own practice. Then I see success and I really realized that my colleagues should know this. And then I start teaching my colleagues marketing, right? So I learned the Eisenhower Matrix from my mastermind group. It's basically 4 square quadrants. So if you imagine, follow with me. If you're driving, please be careful. Keep attention to where you're going, right? But just kind of imagine the 4 quadrants. You make a line, right? Cross 2 lines. Top left, you write down or you visualize urgent. Top right, not urgent. And then vertically on the top left in the vertical, you put important. And then bottom, not important. Okay, so 4 factors. Urgent, not urgent. Important, not important. Are you with me? So urgent and important square. Urgent and important. Well, so here's the thing. We all go through a lot of things, right? Like some new things pop up. You have to do this. Oh my God. And then you have to pick up your kids. Oh my God. And then you have to write charts. You have to create a marketing plan. You have to train your staff. You have to go grocery for your wife or your husband. You have to drop off your kids to, a math class. You see, you got a lot of things popping up. And then what they're going to do in your brain, unless you organize in such a way, it's going to create chaos. It's going to create overwhelm. It's going to create confusion. And then it'll increase your cortisol level and then you'll get stressed out. But that's what I call bad stress, not a good stress, like challenges and obstacles. When you see that it pumps you up, that's a good stress. But this type of stress is a bad stress. So how are you going to categorize this? And this brilliant matrix, Eisenhower Matrix, it's so powerful and it increases your productivity that you can manage your time much better. So that's why I call it, it's one of my one of my favorite time hacking framework that I'm sharing with you here in this podcast. So again, the urgent and important. So if you imagine anything that pops up to you that you have to do it, see which square these belong to. So if it's urgent and important, do it. You got to do it like right now. Don't even wait. Oh, I'll do it later. No, do it now. Urgent and important. Let's move to the right. Not urgent, but important. Okay, not urgent, but important. What do? I'll give you 2 seconds to think about it. It's not urgent, but important. That you prioritize and do it later. Okay, so you put that in that square, that quadrant. Just write down whatever that was, just write it down on that quadrant. Okay, now, urgent, not important. What do? Urgent, but not important. It has to be done, but not important thing, but it has to be done. Answer, delegate. You delegate. Team member, delegate to staff, but it is urgent, so it has to be done, but it doesn't have to be done by you. I hope I'm giving you some epiphany here. So get it done. Write it down, and then put your team member's name there. Dash team member. Dash staff name. Okay, lastly, not urgent, not important. See, those can be just thrown away. Don't do it. Delete it. It's not important, not urgent. Why you bother? Okay? So believe it or not, you can just make one matrix and you can use, this is the key guys, you can use both personal and business. You don't even have to separate them. I tried, trust me. I tried many matrix system. One for personal, one for foot and ankle clinic business, one for real estate business, one for consulting business. Doesn't work, at least to me. I mean, you can try. So you can actually have just one matrix and personal or business, just put into those 4 squares and it'll fall into place. It'll organize your brain depending on urgency and importance. And then it'll help you accelerate to get things done fast and effectively. And you don't have to worry about that weird feeling. You know what I mean? That feeling, that lingering in your brain. Oh, shoot, I had something I had to do, but I cannot remember what that was. You know what I'm talking about? You know, those will cloud your judgment. Those will cloud your efficiency. People say you're in the zone, right? When you're like in that kind of no thinking, no mind, but your creativity flows out and your productivity, your performance gets enhanced and you don't even know how and why, because there's nothing in your brain and mind. So your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, there's nothing bothering you. So you're in like a full capability mode, right? You're like invincible mode. You're in the zone. You know, that will, I believe, that will maximize the ability of time hacking. Okay, so again, this part of the episode, I wanted to share with you a couple of things, right? The productivity and time hacking, at least what that means to me. So I try to explain to you in this episode. And then as a action item, you should look into the Eisenhower Matrix. Every task or every errand, every things to do, it can be categorized into one of those 4 quadrants. And then you can get those things done accordingly. It'll clear up your mind. And you can hack your time in finite 24 hours a day. So use that, and then I'll see you in the part 2 of this episode, okay?
You've been listening to the Podiatry Profits Podcast with Dr. TJ Ahn. To find out more about Dr. TJ Ahn or discover how you can grow your podiatry practice, visit drtjahn.com, or you can also get a free copy of Dr. Ahn's best-selling book, Opt Out: How to Take Back Financial Control of Your Private Clinical Practice Without the Hassle of Insurance Companies. Just go to optoutbook.com.